Hi everyone, I'm Sally from Exodus. I've promised you lots of Facebook Lives this week regarding skin. We've been doing a big sort of profile raising on our skin treatments this last couple of weeks. I did say that I wouldn't be able to sort of predict when these would be. It's very client dependent. And not having a client available for a skin treatment today to go live with, I thought that I would do a live skin treatment on myself. A lot of people are very cautious about skin peels. The word skin peel scares a few people, and they don't really know what to expect. So you can see from what I'm about to do to myself that it's actually quite a nice, gentle, relaxing treatment. Obviously you get the relaxation as well of laying down and actually being treated. But this way at least you can see what the process involves. You can see that it's not scary, because the term skin peel does sound quite scary. And you can make a decision and arrange to come and have a chat with me about the sort of treatments that would be appropriate for you. It could be different every single time you come in. We peel according to your skin type and your skin needs on the day, and it's a very progressive treatment. So we would start nice and gently, get your skin used to having the treatments, and build up with each treatment. So the process would be over 6 to 12 treatments and improving your skin condition each time. So what I'll do is just show you a little bit the sort of products and things that we're going to use, and then I will start treating so you can see what we do. Hi Richard, nice to see you. So I'm just going to show you, here's my little kit. Okay, so we've got water for cleansing, we've got the enzyme peel, and we've got the Radiant 30, which is the product that the two products that I'm going to use today. So all of our treatments start off with a basic cleanse. The cleanser that we use is our standard, it's a nice facial gel wash. So what I've got on my skin at the moment is our Moisture Matte sunscreen. I use that every day. I don't wear makeup. The sunscreen is a nice foundation base, so it's very protective. It's factor 40 and is a broad spectrum sunscreen to protect against both UVA and UVB rays. And this cleanser is very good at getting all of that off. Obviously it's important we cleanse the skin really well before a peel, because we want the products to get to the skin. Each of our peel products does different things. We are aiming to increase skin cell turnover. We want to treat various different conditions, including acne, rosacea, general anti-aging. And ultimately what we're trying to do with peels is improve skin cell function and increase cell turnover. All of our peels are what we would call superficial. So that means that they work in the top layers of the skin, because all the structures we're concerned with are in that part of the skin. So we're concerned with the cells that produce pigment, our collagen producing cells, the part of the skin concerned with hydration, and all of the bits that contribute to how our skin looks, how aged it looks, and how it feels. Peels can be really effective for problems like rosacea as well. So we've got a combination of treatments for all of these kind of things. So now I've cleansed my skin, we need to strip the oils back. We use a prep solution. This can be a bit zingy on some people. I don't know if you just saw a squirt across the room there. Hi Lou. Okay, so this is just preparing the skin, getting it ready, and getting the last of any makeup off and any sort of oils, so the products actually work on the skin. And then the first part of most treatments would be our enzyme peel. Now the enzyme peel is a very superficial, very gentle but very hydrating treatment. It's from fruit acids, and if you can see it's quite green, Smells absolutely divine. It's one of the few products from Alumier that actually have a fragrance. If there are a fragrance in any of the products, it's because there is an ingredient that has a useful function that happens to smell of something. There's no added fragrances. So I'm using my camera as a bit of a mirror here, so you'll have to excuse me. This is quite gentle. It can feel a bit zingy, and just will go on for a few minutes as the first part of a treatment. Feels quite nice going on. I tend to go very red with all of the treatment applications. That's quite normal. It's what we call action, not reaction. I'm probably the worst case scenario for how red somebody would go. So it's not going to look any worse than I do. Generally, any redness would settle within an hour of a treatment anyway. And it's nothing to be concerned about. So I can feel that quite nice and tingly. And that will have, in this instance, we're going to go through probably a little bit quicker than I would normally, but that will have 3 or 4 minutes to start to take effect. So what this one's doing, it's taking off those just the surface layers of dead skin. If I can get a little bit closer, you can see the light's not brilliant in here, but I'm getting a little bit of pink around here. You can see it's starting to liven up a little bit. The enzyme treatment, the enzymes kind of nibble and munch all your dead skin cells. It breaks down the barriers between those cells so the body's able to shed them off. It's a very gentle treatment, and we would call it our red carpet treatment. So we do these quite often as a standalone treatment as well as part of a bigger peel. And you would do this one sort of before a big event or something like that, because it leaves your skin feeling really bright, really conditioned, glowing, very hydrated, and generally feeling amazing, and what will happen is your makeup will go on better for a few days and that kind of thing. It's very safe. We can use this one if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and that's really unusual because most sort of skin treatments, anything too active, you can't use in those circumstances. So this is a really great one. I've got a couple of ladies at the minute who are pregnant or breastfeeding and coming quite regularly for these because they really want to keep their skin on top form but can't have anything sort of more assertive than this one. So what we would normally do is sort of check in with the client, see how it's feeling. Is it feeling a bit zingy? And obviously you'll get the opportunity to lay down with soft music and a fluffy blanket and things like that. But this is a really great part. And if it was being used as a standalone treatment, we would be leaving it on for about 15 minutes to really let it do its thing. For this, obviously, it's going to stay on for a little less time, but it's still going to be really effective as the first part of the treatment. So the second part is I'm going to do a radiant peel. So if someone's brand new to treatments, we would probably start with one of these. The next treatment we would do the enzyme peel and what is called a radiant 30. So this is a lactic acid peel. We've also got a radiant 2010, which is the lactic acid and salicylic acid, which is great for people prone to breakouts. This is a really good surface treatment for pigmentation, general anti-aging, and it's left on, again, not anything from sort of 10 to 20 minutes. Today I'm only going to leave it on a few minutes just so you can see, and I'm going to get that ready. This peel needs to be neutralised after it's been used, otherwise it will continue to work its magic, and you don't want that to go on for too long. We have other products that are self-neutralising. So our biggest product that we use most frequently for anti-aging and for more sort of further treatments is our Glow Peel, and this is probably back to front for you, isn't it? This is Glow Peel, and the Glow Peel is just that very slight bit deeper, and again it can be used in conjunction with other parts of the treatment and other layers. This is what's known as a half Jesna peel. A Jesna is a full strength peel. This is half that, so it's not quite as aggressive, it's still quite a surface peel, and we can layer that to get it deeper into the skin depending on the tolerance of the client and also the condition that we're trying to treat. So this is a lactic acid, salicylic acid and resorcinol based peel, and again, we would layer that, and the client's telling us how hot that is. I'm not going to do that on me today. You have to be a little bit more cautious with not overlapping lines. So I'm going to stick with the radiant peel on me today, which is great because my skin's going to feel amazing afterwards. So we're going to take off enzyme peel. That's had a few minutes now. I tend to find now that my skin knows when it needs a peel. It tells me. Sort of every few weeks, if I haven't done one, I start to notice that my skin isn't as hydrated as it could be, that it's feeling a little bit dull. And I usually get one of the girls to do it for me, but I'm on my own here this evening. So once all that's off, it doesn't leave the skin feeling tight and dry either. It feels quite hydrated. And on its own, that would be a fantastic treatment. Obviously, we're going to put a second layer on today. We can go as far as what we would call our advanced peels, and they can be up to 4 different layers of product once we've got your skin up to that. I wouldn't start somebody straight on an advanced peel. I would require them to go through a process of getting their skin used to a sort of progressive level of treatment. A lot of people are concerned that they're going to end up in a position where their skin's all going to fall off. They're going to have to lock themselves in their house for a week before they can sort of venture out in public again. That is not the case with these. With our deepest peel, the glow peel, there is occasionally a little bit of shedding, a little bit of peeling, and with the advanced peels possibly slightly more, but nothing. We say that there's no downtime and there is not enough to be concerned about, and generally a good amount of recovery balm and a bit of makeup, and there's no reason that anybody would have to sort of hide themselves away at any point. Those sort of peels are used more for deeper scarring and those kind of things, and we do other treatments for those kind of clients, acne scarring and that kind of thing. Okay, so this is the radiant peel going on now. It's quite, it feels quite sort of slick and oily. It goes on really beautifully, feels nice on the skin. And again, I might get a little bit of pinkness, a little bit of zinginess. But there's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing sort of painful. There's no need for it to be uncomfortable. And it's very unusual for anybody to notice anything other than a bit of tingling with this one. I don't know how well you can see this, how sort of shiny my skin's starting to look. This one goes on really well. I did a peel this evening on a young lady who is due to get married in a few months, and she's got very breakout prone skin, and by the time she came to me today she had a sort of quite inflamed patch around her chin where a new breakout was starting, and we did exactly what I'm doing now, but around this part of her, instead of doing the enzyme peel, we did a detox peel, and that is designed for acneic skins. We did detox and radiant 2010, and by the time she left, the inflammation had almost entirely gone on the breakout, and I anticipate that will stay like that. So what I've said to her is, in the run up to her wedding in July, if she gets any major breakouts, give me a shout and we will tackle that literally kind of straight away to get on top of it before her wedding day. It's funny, she said she's not concerned about the photographers' pictures, the sort of official photographers, because they can airbrush. What she's worried about is the ones that everybody else takes and puts on Facebook if she's developed a breakout on the day of her wedding. So I'm on standby for her in the run up to her wedding, because I can jump on that quite quickly if there's any problems. Okay, so this feels quite tingly, but not uncomfortably so. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put it at about a 2. I tend to respond very well, so a lot of people would say sort of they can't really feel anything, or maybe a 1. I can particularly feel it round my top lip, and it's nice to feel a bit of activity. People quite often like to be able to feel what's going on, that they feel they're getting what they paid for, and so this will stay on a little while. Now, all of our treatments are finished off the same way. It's important to leave the skin protected after a peel and to advise people to go on to use that protection day to day. Sort of from that point really, it's very important that we protect our skin from UV rays, so we use our range of sunscreens. You may have seen some of my lives before and some of my posts about sunscreens. It's the thing I jump on the most. If somebody's not using a sunscreen, then it's very important that starts before I'm prepared to start treating, because if we're not protecting against UV rays, that's what's causing a lot of the damage. And if we're not protecting this bit, then I wouldn't want someone to invest in a lot of treatments, because you're not going to get the results you want, and it's going to be a bit counterproductive. So the sunscreens are really important. I only use physical sunscreens because I don't like nasty chemicals, and also with a physical sunscreen you don't get the effectiveness reducing that you get with a chemical filter. So chemical filters will become less effective throughout the day. Not very many people on a day-to-day basis will top up their moisturiser with sunscreen or just a sunscreen throughout the day. So with a physical one, it is a physical barrier, and unless you're wiping your face a lot, or if you go to the gym or you go for a swim, that protection will stay largely as it was when you put it on in the morning, and it needs removing at the end of the day. I'll just quickly show, well, this is going to have another minute or two. We have a range of sunscreens. We've got the sheer hydration, which is quite sort of light. It's a factor 40. All of them are factor 40 or above. And we have one, the sheer hydration with a tint. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. It's something I'll do another one on. So it looks like a BB cream, and so it gives a little bit of light coverage. Hi Val, yes, you have had some peels. They're great, aren't they? And the sunscreens we use more than anything are our moisture mats. Now these, I'm going to use one of these to try and demonstrate while I've got a second. Because they're physical sunscreens, they look quite white and thick. So I don't know if you can see that, if you can focus on that. There we go. And as they go on to the skin, you activate the pigment. So I don't know how well this is going to show. Can you see that that's starting to change colour? This is the wrong colour for me, and obviously it's on a plastic glove as well. So what it is going to demonstrate is the amount of pigment in that. So can you see that's quite sort of orange? On the right person, if it was matched to the right skin tone, you wouldn't see that, but it would give a nice sort of foundation layer. I'm just going to take that off for now. The sunscreen's essential. All of ours are factor 40 or above. The other one we have is called Clear Shield, which I have here somewhere. I did have, there it is. Clear Shield is designed for acneic skins. It's non-comedogenic, which means it doesn't clog and block pores. Now the other ones aren't cloggy and pore blocky, but this one is particularly good if you are prone to breakouts. It's non-oil based, and it goes on really beautifully. It doesn't feel, none of these feel thick and cloggy. Yeah, thanks Val, they are great, aren't they? Once people start getting used to these and moving away from the chemical screens, they appreciate how nice they are on the skin and how well they protect the skin. Okay, so I'm going to neutralise this peel now. I'm just going to absorb the excess. Now, this isn't going to be easy on me, sitting up. We have a bicarbonate solution neutralising spray, so I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm going to try and do this without inhaling it, so bear with me a second. So that feels all fizzy now. The bicarbonate reacts with the peel to neutralise it and stop it peeling. If you can see, I am quite pink now, but that's very normal for me and not a problem. And then we're going to remove that peel. Normally I said I would send somebody away with sunscreen on. It's dark, you can see it's dark now. So today I'm just going to go Recovery Balm and Brightening Accelerator, which is a peptide based treatment. Whereas normally you'd have the sunscreen on as well. I'm not going to do anything else with my skin today. it can stay like this and absorb all those lovely products. Some nice anti-aging treatments. There we go, so that's removed now. I'm going to dry off my skin. If you're going to have a glow peel, I recommend not doing any sort of heavy exercise, hot yoga, going to a sauna or anything like that for a couple of days. You want that skin to shed off. You don't want to sweat underneath the skin that's lifting, or you can end up with blistering and inflammation. So it's very important that you book a peel when you know you can have a little bit of downtime afterwards to rest, drink lots of water, keep out of the sun and those kind of things, because the skin needs to recover from that. And one of the products that we use is called Recovery Balm. It's very anti-inflammatory, it's very soothing, and it's very important to rebuild the acid mantle of the skin, which is that protective layer. So we've kind of stripped that back so the products can get to the skin, and the products we give you afterwards to use, it's quite important that that happens, particularly the sunscreen. So this is Brightening Accelerator. It's a nice, rich, nourishing serum. It's peptide based. It's got lightening agents, including kojic acid, to lighten and brighten the complexion. Very good for pigmentation. There is a version, a home care version, that has similar ingredients as well. So the skin feels really soothed at the end of a treatment. And the last product, and again we give small tubes of this away with treatments, because it's very important that Recovery Balm is used regularly for a few days after a treatment. So I don't know how red I'm looking, how red I look to you guys. I'm quite pink. I can feel it's quite warm, but that's great. It's doing something. And over the next, so by tomorrow my skin's going to be feeling really great. With the treatments that I've done, it's very unlikely I'll have any shedding at all. And all it's going to do is just help that skin cell turnover. It's going to improve my complexion. There are nice anti-aging properties to all of those products. And I don't know if you can see my skin looking quite glowy. Like I said, normally I'd put the sunscreen on because it looks better when you go out, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to go straight home in the dark. I don't need the protection tonight, so I'm going to leave that off. So hopefully that has allayed any fears you might have about a peel. There's nothing dramatic. People worry we're literally going to physically peel their skin off. That doesn't happen either. I think a lot of people envisage the type of face packs we used to get when we were younger, where you put it on and then physically peel them off. We don't do that either. It is just layering of the right products with the right ingredients to encourage shedding of the skin naturally, to increase cell turnover, to encourage collagen stimulation, to help allow the body to remove pigmentation, and tackle all of those issues that cause uneven skin tone, and all the problems we associate with aging, and the things that when we look in the mirror we think, oh God, what, you know, my skin doesn't look like it should do. Hi Kelly. So all of our skin consultations are free of charge. If you haven't had one, come and have a coffee. We do great coffee and tea before I get told off again, and have a chat about how we can help your skin. And even if you already have injectables and those kind of treatments as well, this is really, really important to do alongside that. It works on the health of your skin and the sort of the longer term outcomes as well. So what I will aim to do is provide a progressive treatment over the course of weeks, months, and ultimately years, and put the right things in place, the right home care products in place. So this time next year your skin looks better than it does today, and in 5 years time your skin hasn't aged like it would have done. If you're doing the right things from now, we can really make a difference to your future skin. So do come and have a chat with us. You can see still nothing dreadful happened. My face hasn't fallen off. I will pop back over the next few days in the lives that we do to give you an update on my skin, so you can see that I haven't done anything dramatic. But hopefully you'll see how sort of bright it's looking and that it's really glowing over the next few days as we move through our lives that we're going to do between now and next weekend. If you have any questions, please do message me. Let me know, give us a shout. Come and have your free consultation. Come and have a chat about courses of treatment. and the other sort of treatments we offer. And keep your eyes open over the next few days as we can do them, as we've got clients that will go live with us. We will show you the other treatments that we offer, and hopefully get all of them in the next few days. If not, as soon as we've got one that we can do that someone's happy to go live with, we'll give you some notice so you can come and watch. Most of our treatments there are videos of on our Facebook page and our website as well. But give us a shout, come and ask us some questions, and we'll see you over the next few days at the lives. Take care, evening all, bye.